So welcome to episode 1 of our How to Hunt series, where I'm just going to be showcasing some of the tips and tricks you can use to get fairly consistent wins on DFK hunts. I'm going to be starting with the boar hunt series. This is aimed at newbie players who might not have high level heroes or might not want to try the more complicated hunts, as boar hunts is definitely the easier of the two that are currently available. So the heroes I'm using are pretty basic. All of them are average stats. I'm not going to go into too much details about stats or skills. I'll just showcase them at the beginning of this video just so everyone knows what I'm using if you want to copy the build I'm playing. Again, under 30 strength, 25 dex on the warrior, so nothing special. The priest is 35 wisdom and 26 intelligence, which is quite good. And the archer has 30 dex and 18 luck, which is pretty average for a level 10. Nothing special on the skills, on the traits, sorry. For abilities, I've gone for the left-hand side of the archer skill tree, purely because I hate RNG, and I've gone for the right-hand side, because the left-hand side is pure RNG, and I hate that. This was, I think, a lot better than people make out. There was some issues with bleed, which I believe might have been fixed as of now. So yeah, just stick with the left-hand side. For the priest, I think the priest is pretty versatile on the skills used. Personally, I think freedom is a must. It can purify and it grants unstoppable for 2 turns, so protect your hero from incurring status effects. Very good, especially on boar hunts. And for warriors, I stick mainly to the left-hand side of the skill tree, apart from taunt, or gruff even, because it can taunt and it also grants unstoppable for the warriors himself. So yeah, pretty basic heroes. Feel free to use these skills if you're a newbie and you want to copy the build, because the playstyle will be pretty much the exact same. So to start with, I like to use Onslaught, just because it's got the longest cooldown and it deals the most damage. The tactic this game is going to be try and kill the baby boars one at a time, whilst the mother boar is either taunted or exhausted. So as long as she's taunted or exhausted, when the baby dies, she won't rampage, which is what we just want to try and avoid, especially if we're using weaker heroes. So that was a terrible start, very low damage. So now I'm going to try with Piercing Arrow. Hopefully we'll apply the bleed and we'll start doing some damage to the second baby boar as well. Okay, yeah, so we got the bleed on the first baby and the mother boar. For my priest first skill, unless someone's very low health, I like to use Freedom on the warrior. This is because the mother boar is going to taunt in the next turn or two usually, and if you use Freedom, the warrior is granted Unstoppable, which prevents it from being taunted, as well as incurring other stats effects like Bleed. Okay, so the baby's used Headbutt, which has dazed my priest, slowing down its next turn. And there we go. The Grunt is the mother boar's taunt. So as we had Unstoppable, it failed. The babies have still gained the buff, and so it's mother boar, but at least my warrior doesn't now just have to attack the mother boar, wasting turns pretty much, because again we're focused on trying to kill these two first. So now I'm just going to continue spamming. One thing to remember is once one of the babies get below 50% health, or sorry, once any of them get below 50% health, one of the babies will heal them with their nuzzle skill. It's got a 5-turn cooldown, so that's one thing to bear in mind when you're whittling the health down. You don't want to bring them both down at the same time. It's a lot better just to bring them down one at a time and then kill them when possible. So there we go, there's the heal. So we're going to be focused on killing this one without bringing his health down to 50%, so he gets healed as well. We're just going to use a basic heal on our warrior. I'm also going to try and avoid using skills during these videos, just so nobody feels they have to have a specific skill to get a win, but in your playthroughs, feel free to use your skills. Again, we're going to use Piercing Arrow, which will hit everyone. So at this point, both my warriors got almost full health, March is full health. I'm mainly thinking about the Mother Boar's charge, which is a 2-turn move. So at this point, I'm going to use Prayer of Protection, which grants a shield to my priest, purely because he's got the lowest health. And it is pretty important he survives the boar charge that will come eventually. So it wasn't that turn. So, seeing as the Mother Boar didn't charge that turn, I'm going to try and taunt. If it lands, that'll give me an opportunity to kill the baby boar whilst the Mother Boar's taunted without triggering Rampage. Okay, so unfortunately the taunt failed, so we can't kill the baby boar now, otherwise the Mother Boar's Rampage is going to trigger. So what I'll do is just attack the second boar again. This shouldn't bring him below half health, so he shouldn't be healed. So only 11 bleed, so it's not worth purifying yet. It's better to just go for the bigger heal. Okay, so now the Mother Boar's charging, we can kill the baby boar without triggering her Rampage. So I'll use this. That's very unfortunate. That's even more unfortunate. So now I've got a choice. I can either kill the baby boar now with my priest, or I can heal my warrior. Better to be safe than sorry, I'm just going to heal my warrior first. Okay, that worked out. So I'm just going to use a basic attack. Okay, I've got the worst warrior. I should have used a better one for this demonstration. Another bait, actually, what I'll use this time is one small stone. So if you use one small stone after using piercing shot on the same target, you can hit both targets. You can hit the one hero or one monster, and the monster or hero behind it as well. Okay, so this time I'm going to have to use a health potion just to make sure my warrior stays alive. And then I'm going to use a rapid onslaught just to try and kill it if possible before the Mother Boar's exhaust runs out. So one of the attacks missed, meaning that I'm not going to be able to kill it before exhaust runs out, so we're back to healing up the warrior. So looking at it now, the baby's almost dead, but ideally we want to taunt the Mother Boar because we don't want to wait 4 turns before she charges again. So we have 1 turn left before Gruff can be used. That costs 10 mana. We already have enough mana for that skill, so we won't need to use a mana pot for it just yet. So with my Archer's turn, as he's the main damage dealer, I'm just going to use a mana pot on him now. One thing to also pay attention to is your battle budget. So I've currently used 1 health pot and 1 mana pot, meaning I've got 5 stone left, enough to use 1 more small pot with health or mana. So next I will again use this multi-shot. I'm not trying to kill the baby just yet, I just want to get it as low as possible. Now we'll use, oh, we can't use Gruff yet, sorry, next time. So in this case, what I'm going to do is reposition my warrior, just so that the priest doesn't have to eat the attack from the Mother Boar that's coming next. So this is fine. We planned to use Grunt on the motherboard next turn. Looking at it's got 20% block for 2 turns, which is going to make it unlikely that Gruff lands. But looking at my hero's health, I'm not sure if I'll be able to survive much longer. One other thing to note is that Freedom can't cleanse a taunt, as they're uncleansable. I think it says that. Yep, cannot be cleansed or purified. So what I'll do is continue to heal. I'm just going to go for the Gruff, I think, on the next turn. Okay, yep, so that was blocked. So in this case, I'm just going to go for the attack, and we'll see the rampage. So at this point, it's just you versus another war. It's basically a matter of just using your spells to keep your heroes alive and killing it. The more heroes you have alive at this point, the easier it's going to be. So we still have one health pot, one pot available from our battle budget, which I'm probably going to end up using on the archer. And this should be the end. It's always good just to keep your heroes healed up, just in case, and paying attention to the skills that are off cooldown. So Grunt and Wild Charge are now off cooldown. And that's game. So that's episode 1.